how's it going, guys? JJ Pugsy down here at Factory X Manual BJJ with Performance MMA and my good friend Chase Prison Stair Hackett. Today we're going to go over the proper arm triangle choke setup and how you use your body to finish that choke instead of just squeezing with your arms. And additionally, we're going to go over what defense he might use and how to counter that defense. We're going to start out with Chase in the bottom of the mount here. Not going to get into the setup of getting the arm over too much. That's a whole other scenario and a whole other class. We're just going to start here to discuss our body mechanics. Okay? So when I get here, a couple of things about this from the mount. Once I get the arm over, I want to use my head like a second hand. So I'm using my head to kind of hold his arm in position. I don't want it sliding up over here. So once I get here, my head goes tight to his head. I want to touch my head to his head. My grip is a gable grip right here. All right. Once I have this grip locked up nice and tight, I don't want to start squeezing it. I want to just hold firm. Okay. The common mistake here, people start to squeeze their arms out right away when the choke's not set in yet, when I can use my body without having to use so much strength. So here, head to head, I make a gable grip. I step off and bring my knee into his hip. I lower my body all the way to the mat. I want my hips in the mat. From here, I walk my knees around to get perpendicular. And from here, now I squeeze. My squeeze is never any lower than when I start out. So I don't want to start squeezing at 60% and then have to let up. And then squeeze really hard and let up. I want a constant, slow, steady pressure there. And I only want to increase the power of my squeeze the entire time through. So one more time. When I have this grip already, my head comes to his head. I make a gable grip. Come off with my knee in the hip. Lower my body. And start to walk my knees around to get perpendicular with him. Now, because that's a pretty common setup and it's sort of well known that we want to get perpendicular with their body, an easy way to start working a defense for the guy on bottom is to chase you. He wants to keep me right next to him here. So my body's next to his. One of the most common mistakes you see when people try to finish this in the UFC or in tournaments is they're right here and they're just squeezing, but my body's not perpendicular to his. So if I'm trying to make myself perpendicular and he's smart, he's gonna follow me. So if the guy starts to follow me that direction and wants to stay really close to me, I'm gonna change my body position again to face him. So I'm here, my head's tight to his head, I have a good grip. As I start coming around, he wants to chase me in the mount again. My hip stays flat on the side that my body's on. Fold my elbow in, I turn the finish. So when you have the guy on the bottom of the cross side here and you already have your arm triangle locked up, your hips are low, your head's touching his head, you're working your body to get out perpendicular, he doesn't want me to be perpendicular. He wants to follow me around. So if he's following me, I'm never going to get out where I need to be. So I'm going to switch my hips and mount. My hip that's on the side my body's on stays flat to the mat. I fold my elbow in to touch his body, and I look at him, using my chest and my chin to press his shoulder into his neck on this close side. Finish the choke. So again, we start from the beginning. Head touching his head to trap the shoulder down, make my gable grip. I come off, start walking my body around, he's following. I step over, hip into him, fold my arm in. All right, guys, get on the mat, practice that, work on it. It's a good counter to that defense when people are walking towards your body. Come down and train with us at Factory X, Manual BJJ. Hope you have good training.